Brandy, they had theirs up there. Yes. Oh, there it is.
Many nominations, and we narrowed it down to 25. Our advisory board is made up of Canadians across the country, and they got together with all the submissions and they picked the top 25. And I'm happy to announce today that one of the winners is in the audience here with us today, Mr. Lloyd. Now, Al was nominated by someone from Waterloo, Ontario, and they share a common interest in Canadian history. And what Al has done is put together a website that commemorates a battalion of the Prince of Wales, the Prince's own
21st Battalion.
21st Battalion. And he has put together a history on the web where people can look up what their family has done, the contributions and sacrifices they have made for our country. So he has put together a singular resource that like no other. And members across Canada with grateful thanks for all you have done.
It's okay.
I've got to say that when I first heard about this, I thought it was a joke. Somebody was playing a trick on me. I got an email, and we all get spam email, and I thought, delete that. And then somebody sent me the website. Oh, wait a minute, maybe there is something to this. Well, then I found out it's true. Honest to goodness, the top 25, I'm blown away. I don't feel that I deserve to be in the top 25 in the country, honestly. I'm honored, I'm humbled, but what I do is I want to help people honor and remember the sacrifices made in the First World War. Not only the soldiers who were killed in France and Belgium, but those that came home. They came home with scars inside. And sometimes they weren't understood. Today we call it post-traumatic stress disorder. They had no support whatsoever back then. They came home in 1919. Many of them divorced, many of them alcoholics, many of them committed suicide. It was just a terrible war from beginning to many years after the end. One of the things that I work on and take great pride in is honoring those soldiers, and specifically some of the graves. I have arranged for grave markers to be put on 3 soldiers' graves in Canada that had been previously in unmarked graves. I think it's a crime that a veteran of a war who fought for our country is buried in a cemetery without a proper headstone, proper recognition. But I'm most proud of the fact that I was able to take a grave in Belgium. We've all heard about soldiers buried unknown soldiers. There's tens of thousands of them in France and Belgium. I was made aware of a grave in White House Cemetery, just outside of Ypres, Belgium. It was identified as an unknown officer of the 21st Battalion. Somebody sent me a photo of that grave and suggested, you should be able to figure out who that is. You do a lot of work with 21st Battalion, and I do. Sat down, looked at it. I started looking through my research material, and embarrassingly, I connected the dots within 20 minutes, satisfying myself as to who this man was. I then took the time, gathered the records, Archives Canada, several other different sources. I put together my case, and I submitted it to the Commonwealth War Graves Commission, and they did their own investigation. They agreed with my conclusions. They sent it to Veterans Affairs Canada, who did their own investigation. They agreed with the conclusions. In the meantime, I started a search for a family member. The young man never married, so there were no direct descendants. Through the assistance of a friend of mine who actually lives in Victoria, British Columbia, we found a great niece living in Ottawa. The paperwork is now in the process of having a new gravestone, a new headstone created in England, Maidenhead, England, and going to be shipped to Belgium. And the soldier by the name of Lieutenant John Francis Maloney was killed November 9, 1917, and until now has been buried as an unidentified man. His grave will be identified. And I realize that there are not many people that have the opportunity to do something like that. And I'll probably never have the same opportunity come along again. For me, it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. But to me, it's about honoring our veterans. We're having a whole new crop of veterans coming back from Afghanistan. I know a few of them personally with my work with the Princess Wales Home Regiment. One of them was injured in one of those friendly fire incidents a while back. He still suffers from those wounds. It's important that we remember the sacrifices aren't made only by those who are killed and buried. The sacrifices are made by all, including the family who stays at home. Thank you.